Yep. Not connected to anything either. Okay, is the stream back okay? Okay, yep. Someone said, I think I remember how creping was achieved by passing paper through suitably contoured rollers, or is that just his imagination, or are there just many different techniques for it?
There may be lots of different techniques. The one that we know about, because the tools are known, that was documented. As I said, prints were taken about 10 by 10 sheets at a time, rolled between, the Japanese word is kata, a form, and they made a form of paper with grooves in. So think of a long, thin grooves about sort of 1 millimeter apart. Okay. Lay a sheet of moist washi on top. Put the grooved thing on top. Another sheet of washi, another grooved kata, another sheet of washi. So you've got flat washi, lightly pressed between these things with grooves of 1 millimeter apart. Roll it all up.
Yeah.
The long way, so that the grooves are. I'm waving my arms in the air, which nobody can see. I know. Roll it up around a stick.
Yeah.
Push it in from each end, left and right, with a good chuk. There's a lever thing on it.
Okay.
And the paper goes into the grooves.
Okay.
So the paper ends up, if you only do it once, it's just grooved.
In parallel lines.
Yeah, parallel lines. You take it out, do it again, take it out, do it again, take it out, do it again, at different angles each time. And you can see that sheet. You can see the lines all crisscrossing each other. Okay. So it was a multi-stage process. And it's no deep secret. It's known how it was done, but just nobody knows all the little dirty details of it. You know, how deep were these grooves and how much pressure to apply and stuff like that. So it would be a very interesting project to recreate it.
Zilvian has a question. Does Dave have an actual to-do list with 1 billion items, or is he just using it as an expression?
Both are true. I mean, you can see Cameron sitting at my desk right here, and he can see this is like, yes, it's not today's. I haven't done today's yet, but okay, top secret. And then both, he's also, of course, the other thing is true also. There's just a million things we would love to do that are just, there's no documented step 1 and step 2, step 3. Just so many things we want to do.
Sometimes a short list for an ironic wording of it.
So both things are true.
Yeah. So he makes an actual physical to-do list pretty much every day, huh?
But I never get through it, of course.
Just whatever. But it's there. And then also has a list of other things that he wants to tackle that...
Whenever.
Yeah. When
we all do, right?
Get to it. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. So, I hope that answers the question. Jump back. Awesome. Oh, same guy again. So you can kind of do that with normal writing paper. Crumple it, straighten, crumple, straighten 100 times, and it becomes smaller and cloth-like, different texture.
I think that was sort of an early type of toilet paper too. Was normal paper crumpled up and crumpled up and crumpled up. Yeah. This is quite the interesting thing about this is that the stuff is still readable. I mean, that face is still eyes and a nose and a mouth, even though it's been shrunk down to about 60 or 70% of the original size. And those books, the crepe paper books, you can read them.
Yeah.
Now, the printing was all done while it was still large size. And after the creping process, it's still completely, perfectly visible. You sort of can't believe it when you if you didn't know that it was done this way, you think, no, it can't be true. You can't do that. You can't shrink paper and bash it up and it's still going to be readable. But it is.
And it seems quite uniformly shrunken down.
That's what I said. So the letters, when you do it to a book, you can read it. So.
Yeah.
So they weren't just bashing this out randomly. They must have clearly do it X pressure, this rotate 60 degrees, X pressure, rotate 60 degrees. They had a specific system.
Yeah, and it worked. It looks beautiful. That's amazing that those are on the same size blocks. 1820. What? Those should be laminated or something.
Laminated? They're for sale in our shop. What do you mean? Well, those two aren't. That's part of my collection. But
Right.
we have similar stuff.
Yep.
I think that's about the oldest we've got, 1820. Once it gets into the 1700s, the price really, really starts to climb.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. 1790 is way, way worth more than 1820. 1820, people are still shrugging. Whatever, 1800s, who cares, you know? And as soon as you get a 17, this is now nearly 300 years old,
Yeah.
value starts to go up quite a lot.
Interesting.
See, any day of the week you can buy stuff from the 1800s in any of these shops, Az or Kanda Jimbocho. Whatever, we've got stuff from the 1800s. It's 6, 7, 8,000 yen, something like this, whatever. I don't know. But go beyond that, and then it starts to play games.
Yeah.
And people think I'm pulling their leg, in the shop. What? No way! Come on! Why isn't this in Sotheby's being bid on by rich Russian billionaires? Because there were so many of them made.
Yeah. They're not exactly rare items, but they're beautiful. And some of them even have their dates printed on them, so they might think, "Oh, you're pulling the leg," but
something
it
like
says
this,
right here, the era and the year.
Yeah, this one doesn't, but it's a known kabuki play, and it's the actor. This is Ogata. What do we hear? Something Goro. So, can you read this? Is normal kanji. This is Ogata.
Yeah, or
something
Ogami,
Goro.
maybe? I don't know.
Okay, you're right. Ogami. And this is the Daiku Rokusan, something I can't remember. We went through it to figure out what it was. It's Kunisada. Kunisada ga. And his name, it's a famous actor, Ogami Nantuko Goro. And the role is known. He's carrying this box. And the people who know kabuki know that is certain role in a certain play, which was produced in Osaka on the 3rd month of the year 17, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And these were bromides, people, fans of the kabuki actors would buy these things.
Yeah. Anyone better at classical Japanese than us?
It's not this is close to normal. It's that
Yeah.
character. I can't read that one. I'm sorry, I just don't know it. I don't know.
Cool.
But this is not that far back.
No. Ah, Kikugoro Onoe. Totally different reading, but kanji had so many readings. Onoe Kikugoro as Carpenter Rokusaburo. Daiku Rokusaburo. Okay.
Joyce and I sat down there and done a little bit of Googling, a little bit of dictionary. We worked it out. So.
You were right. Kikugoro Onoe. We got it printed on here.
So it was going into the shop before I pulled it out for myself.
And you're like, ooh, I like this one.
The big one was in the shop in stock for sale, and then the shitty version came from Yahoo. So I thought, for me, this is a chance to keep both of them side by side. So I kept them. So.
Okay. How much was it for in the shop? I don't see a price on here
I
anymore.
don't know. No big deal. Maybe 10,000.
Yeah.
We should do one of those streams, Here's today's stream. Items from the Mokuhankan shop. Pull it out and explain it. Put your bids in now.
Put your bids
Quick
in.
phone 012069, before the stream ends. Put your order in. No thanks.
Because a lot of these don't make it onto the online store, huh?
No, none of that stuff. We're so far behind. The flea market was supposed to be, a good selection of them was supposed to be online. But I can't keep up to it.
Because
We put half a dozen up and they're gone. That's all.
Yeah.
And they're different. They're difficult. Our normal stuff, it's the same print again and again and again. So we prepare the web page once and it's okay. But these are all different. And each one you put up, you've got to photograph it because there's a hole at the bottom and describe it. And it's like half an hour's work to put each one up. And then it sells it. So it's insanely difficult to keep up the web shop. Because there's only one of each. The work has to be done from the beginning for each print.
Yep.
So
come into the shop.
Yes, exactly. Get on an airplane and get over here, So I just can't help it. How's the time going? Because I'm the host for the 10 o'clock party, the first party.
It's only 9:08.
Really? Well, you were here already?
Yeah, I came in pretty early.
Soka.
Yep. Jump back, see if I missed anything else. The steadiest hands in Japan. The lesser-known cousin of fastest gun in the West.
And they are resting on the block. So.
Oh, someone a while ago, like at the beginning, so asked, "What's the oil for?" Did you already talk about that?
I just put it on right now. I just, it makes it transparent. Just a slight dab of oil makes, any oil on any piece of paper makes it transparent. That's what I just did there. I rubbed a tiny bit of oil on.
That was Jedi host, I think, at the beginning of the stream. It makes it easier to carve through it. Okay. Cameron, did you get a note for the train coming early today? No. And they won't even apologize for it, because it was on time. It was me that was early, not the train. Someone asked, why did they do the GD men? Is it just appearance, or you mentioned that it makes the paper thicker, or unknown?
Good question. In the case of the books, it's absolutely for stability. The books last longer. They get beaten up. They get less beaten up. In the case of single prints like that one, I really don't know. It's just on a market variation, something else to catch people's eye. Or was it simply to make them last longer? I really don't know. I'm sorry. Just some variation. Some publisher had these, and the guy down the street didn't have them. So it's an extra item of interest.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I'm sorry.
From Jed, question for me. Cameron, do you and your wife have any native neighbors you rely on or help out? Are you connected to the community around you? Or does your family feel isolated in your new neighborhood?
Native neighbors.
Yeah. Local neighbors, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I get that.
Yeah, we're not, I wouldn't say close, but we are getting to know our neighbors a little bit. On Christmas, we gave some cookies to our neighbors just because we felt like it. We made a bunch of gingerbread cookies, whatever.
You say neighbors. Are you guys in an apartment or
We're in a
separate
house,
houses?
yeah.
So you've got like a house on each side of you and across the street.
Yeah. Yep.
So you know who these people are.
Yeah. And they were appreciative. One of the families, they got our cookies and they had their grandkids over, and then an hour later they came back with a big plate of was it takoyaki, the little balls of dough with octopus
balls.
inside.
Say octopus balls.
Octopus chunks inside of dough balls. I don't know if that sounds any better, but they were really good, and so that was a lot of fun.
Right away,
so
though, within an hour or so.
Yeah, within an hour.
Because
really
you know the situation. You've taken them a gift, and they're all, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?" Of course, but I'm surprised. I would have thought they'd, wait a few days or something before bringing.
Yes, because they had the grandkids over. They were making a big meal, so they could afford to send a couple over across the street.
Gotcha.
But it was really nice. It was really cool. So.
But are these are people from your church group or something? Or
no, these are just local people. We just want to be friends with the people around us, so that
they're speaking to you because you guys can speak Japanese. This makes it easier.
It makes it a bit
much easier. Not a bit easier, much easier, of course. So as soon as they learn you can speak Japanese, it's a huge burden off them.
Yeah,
because they know they can talk to you as neighbors. Yeah.
Yep. And maybe a month or so ago, I was clipping trees. Some of our trees had been overgrown from the previous tenants because we moved in only recently, and so I was clipping all the overgrown parts that were going into our neighbors' yards, And another neighbor, 2 doors down, came over with a huge set of clippers. He said, "It looked like you were having trouble with these small ones. Try these and keep them. Just take them. We've got extra." So
classical neighborhood style.
It was really nice.
Wonderful.
They've all been really friendly. It's all pretty much grandparents, though, I think. All the people around us.
Just a bed town from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
They bought in as salarymen with the little kids, and now the kids are gone.
Right.
So
Is
the shopping and stuff decaying around there as well, or is it still holding together?
No, things are still doing pretty well. There are a few abandoned shops, but for the most part, there's the stores are still open. We've got a nice grocery store, 5-minute walk away, so things are running and looking really nice. A lot less dilapidated than our previous area.
So they're really happy to have you here, the city as well, people moving in, especially with kids. Yeah.
And then the city also has, it's not quite a child care facility, a place for parents to go with their kids during the day.
Jidokan,
what was it?
Jidokan?
Jidokan.
What is it
called? Shien Center. So like child help center. I don't know.
And then there's a health consultation room and stuff like that.
And
it's not babysitting. It's not daycare.
Right. So the parents have to stay there the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's a place to play with other parents and lots
especially
of kids.
Rainy days and whatever. And
yeah. So wife and baby go there a lot because it's somewhere for them to socialize, meet some more people. So that's been really nice for them during the day. Let's see. How did the octopus get chopped up? Oh, was the fisherman jealous? Oh no.
Let's leave that one alone.
Yeah, I should have read the whole question before reading it out loud.
Who's octopus balls?
Oh no.
The revenge of the fisherman.
Revenge.
It might be time to mention that now. The western viewpoint of this picture, when it was first taken to the west, this would have been made in about 1834, I think, somewhere on there, the book. And it was nothing special, just a normal porn book. But when the Westerners, whatever, there was tons of them, there was millions of them. It was nothing special, just another book among many, many thousands of similar books. The Westerners saw this image, and like anybody, wow, my God, look at this, because it was such an iconic image. And it got somehow tagged with the name, the title, The Rape of the Fisherman's Wife, And there's nothing to do with that in the original. It's just a single-page story. There's no fisherman involved, it's just a woman. And when you read the story, the details that are around the print, there's no rape involved here. This is a consensual affair. There's a bit of a backstory to it, but there's nothing evil or what's the word, or ugly about it. So. When we get closer to producing this, we'll make a translation of the story. We'll talk about this and what's going on. And it's not family-friendly stuff, but it's not violent. It's not violent in any way. So keep the fishermen out of this.
Keep the fishermen out of this.
And I think that's what's part of what she's saying too.
Yeah. Weird question, but is Western religion fairly well known or practiced in Japan in modern day?
Over to you, Cameron.
Yeah. People have vague ideas about it, but it's not a common thing. Most people are sort of practice both Buddhism and Shintoism, is my impression of things. I mean, I don't go into deep religious discussions with my neighbors, but that's what it seems a lot of people do. As has been mentioned, coming up soon is the New Year. A lot of people will go worship on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of the year, or of January, to go to the nearest temple or shrine, sometimes both, sometimes locations that are both.
It seems to make no difference.
Yeah.
The two big ones in Tokyo, Meiji Shrine and Sensoji Temple.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people will go to one or the other religion, or both. Just, if you read a lot about Japanese history, you'll find the religions got kind of mixed together for a long time, and then at some point the emperor said, okay, we're going to separate these two religions again. But they're still pretty closely linked, it seems. But Western religions like Christianity, it's not very common, no.
It depends too on what life thing. When there's a funeral, it's nearly always a temple. Nobody goes to a shrine for a funeral. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
When you're looking for the ceremony for your kid's coming of age, this is the shrine. Nobody goes to a temple for that. So they do have different functions, depending on what the specific thing is happening. Nobody gets married at a temple, but they will certainly go and have a picture-taking session at a shrine. You know.
Or they'll get married in a Christian ceremony, which is in recent years. But it's not really a religious thing. It's just looks kind of Christian, and they'll do it in a chapel or a church that was made specifically just to hold weddings.
What's your viewpoint? I mean, you are a Christian, capital C Christian here, you know, and I don't know if the people of your group get the request to do this ceremony thing. And there's been quite a lot of stories in the newspaper. Real Christians get upset about this because just some dude puts on the black smock, takes the $50 to go and do the wedding and do the God and Jesus loves you and all that stuff when he may not even be a Christian. And this happens, of course, day by day by day by day by day. So sometimes real Christians like you might feel like, hey, you know, it's better if you perhaps didn't do that, you know, whatever. And there's quite a bit of blowback on that sometimes. So.
Interesting. I guess I haven't thought about it much. I guess I've thought it's kind of funny that they don't really have any interest in the religion itself or what's being said. Just my impression is they think it looks cool,
the girls
it looks interesting, and they want to wear a white dress.
Tell you what, you can find out. Ayumi-san, who is not a Christian in any way, sense, or form, she had a Christian. So I went there, and the guy up front is all full of the, you know, Jesus loves you, and he's going to bless your life, and all this kind of stuff.
Is it done in English or is it in Japanese?
It's in Japanese.
Okay,
Japanese.
Okay.
So. And this guy speaking was actually a Japanese guy, I don't know the word, priest, minister slash priest slash, you know, whatever. So if you want the Japanese viewpoint on it without embarrassment, ask Ayumi-san, because she did that right here 1 year ago.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting. I'd be curious to hear what... Not growing up with the Christian background at all, why would you choose to have your wedding done in a Christian manner? So, I don't know. It's interesting. Do I get a totally random or topic change? Do you get involved in 10-minute bowing contests with your neighbors? I haven't had any too bad.
Only 10 minutes?
Only 10 minutes. We were talking about how hard it is to hang up on the phone. Those can go on for 10 minutes, but I haven't had any long bowing contests.
But yes, they do exist. It's not just a thing. I mean, it is a thing. The
really
worst ones are two women who are social status is, you can't tell the difference between them.
Yeah.
When the social status is quite different. Me, I'm a foreigner, and the lady in the neighborhood, it's okay. We get her with right straight away.
Yeah.
But the people who are measuring how deep did she go, and they're looking back, those are the ones that can't finish. You know what I mean? The closer you are in the status, and that's when it gets really, really difficult. Me and the emperor, we got no problem.
We got no problem.
We know where we stand.
Yeah. Yep. True.
Kawai-san's coming soon, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's 9:20, so usually comes a few minutes before 9:30, right? Let's see. Shinto. Shinto is one of those things that's very innately ingrained in society with shrine visits, family stuff, and whatnot. Yeah,
people don't even think about it. It's there. It's part of the air. So, exactly.
I think it's not so much viewed as a religious behavior. It's more just a culture
thing
behavior.
to do. So, exactly. So, you take your kids for the Shichiko-san, not because it's a shrine and the gods are watching, but because, hey, that's what we do.
That's what
Grandma's going to buy the kimono and away we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been reading a super interesting book on Kindle. If any of you are actually really interested in learning a little bit more about Japanese culture, it's called The Japanese Mind. No, I don't get any commission for selling affiliate fees, so
why not?
I'm just letting you know that I've been enjoying.
But is this a current book or something old?
It's pretty new, and I think it might even be used as a textbook in some universities. So maybe I'm just weird for reading it. But it's not like a really thick, heavy book, but called The Japanese Mind. It's been really interesting, and that's where I've learned a little bit about how intertwined Buddhism and Shintoism are in Japanese. So.
Sometimes these things are a bit overthinking, you know.
Yeah.
A bit overanalyzing them.
But
just a bunch of people getting through life, trying to figure out how to do things and keep working together, you know. And yet here's Kawai-san.
There you go.
And yet the analysis sometimes overthinks
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, I've been impressed with this one because it's just kind of describing things that happen instead of jumping to absurd conclusions about.
Just observations.
Yeah,
then. Okay.
yeah, it's more observations. I've seen a video of a Japanese church where there are 4 guys outside bowing to everyone who goes in. Looks like a lot of effort. I don't know.
That sounds like a department store to me. You know,
yeah, it sounds like a department store. Always got people bowing to you as you go in and out. And you go into a store and you'll hear a lot of "irashaimase," which is essentially meaningless. I guess it means welcome, but they'll say it to you over and over and over again.
The church scene, I think, remember, churches like yours too, even the ones you go to, they're always looking for, you know, guests and new members and come and see what we're doing. They're very open to that kind of thing, right? So these guys, there might have been something going on, a visitor's day or something like this.
Yeah,
or,
that could have been it. See. Smoky PR1 asks, will Dave read the octopus story on the stream once we've made a translation of it? And then someone else
and
said,
do the voices?
I don't think Dave could read the conversation on this print. He would be immediately arrested. I don't know if that would happen. But
I don't think so. Actually, no. It's an interesting story. When we get to that stage, we'll cover this. But I won't be actually reading it on the stream because it's it's he and she. There's two octopi. Two octopi. But her part of the conversation is mostly whatever. You know, this he is talking and she is. So maybe if I get one of the girls, well, maybe not actually.
No, maybe not.
Don't
know.
So probably I won't be reading it, I don't think, you know. So. Kawai-san, 今日はどうになるか。ちょっと
あれ、ちょっと見たすごかった。
見た？
忙しかった。
すごい。今日もパーティー。明日は一番大変かな。
実物で見るとカメラの方が大きく見えるね。つまんだ。
So the people on the camera. So.
Okay.
What Kawai-san is just saying there, he's saying he's looking at what I'm carving in real life, but if he looks over the computer screen, he can see it easier.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So
bigger.
you guys are getting a better view than somebody standing in the room with me. So, go and say hello. Stand behind camera.
Hello, hi.
No, he's behind camera. No.
Hello, hi.
This is Kawai-san.
Hello.
Not kawaii-san.
Yeah,
It's kawaii. 3 syllables. Kawaii.
Kawaii.
なんかオペルームからウォッチングしてみる。なんかオペしてる。
So Surgeon Bull here. So exactly.
オペでしょ。
Looks like we're watching an operation. Kawai-san.
But it's funny. There's a better view on the screen than there is in the room standing here.
Yeah. Let's see. Jumping back to what we were saying about the weddings. It says it reminds them of a Vegas wedding, Las Vegas wedding, like doing it for the dress, just doing, or it's not really a religious ceremony, but it looks kind of like one. I don't know if it's.
I don't know. I thought Vegas weddings were because the laws were looser there. That you didn't do much preparation or something. I don't know the culture.
I'm not too sure. It's out of my sphere. But. Oh my gosh, steamy audiobook from Dave and staff. Oh no.
No thanks.
No thanks.
No thanks. I get enough trouble with different things I do here.
Yeah. No thanks. But there you go.
We're going to have to wrap this up because it's a 10 o'clock party.
Mm-hmm.
Kawai-san and I are going to run it together. I was hoping to get this thing finished here, but I've been distracted a bit too
Sorry.
much here. So, okay.
I'll leave you alone.
Whoever asked about the chitty man, it's all your fault. I could have finished this morning. What's coming up? Today's Saturday. Tomorrow there'll be another stream. In fact, tomorrow then will be the last stream of the year for me because today's the 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st. So tomorrow's the last stream of the year, and I guess I got to finish this off. I don't know, that's not enough for a full stream. I'm not quite sure. Well, actually, it might be because I still have I have to clear the face. The face is cut, but it's not cleared out. And then I noticed also yesterday that up here on the top of this thing, there's a part that I haven't cleared out on the side here. So actually, maybe that's tomorrow's stream. I'll be finishing the hair carving, and I'll be clearing off her face, and that'll be it. That'll be the key block for the octopus finished on the last stream of the year, the last day of the year. How's that for good, careful, advanced planning? Excuse me. Then we'll be off for 3 days. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I can't see beyond that. I can't see beyond that. Yep. What will be happening from the 4th? I don't know. There's got to be some streams about the book, making the book, the 10 ukiyo heroes bound together and sewn together. And I'm still collecting parts for that, so I don't know.
Wow. Do you already have wood prepared to do the color blocks for this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The wood, it's in Ome, three blocks sitting there. But before I can do that, I know this is not just going to be a simple transfer print, cut blank color blocks, because 2 of the color blocks, 3 of them, are full of detail. One of the color blocks has dots for the octopus, which all have to be traced from the original. And another color block has a green seaweed. The anemone shapes here are on the key block. And there's black sort of seaweed shadows, but the green seaweed is all on the original print. And I have to trace that as well.
Wow.
So I've got days and days and days of tracing before I can start the colors. Some other colors, the octopus basic pink background, that'll be just taken from this key block.
Right.
So that'll be no problem. But this is not going to be trivial.
Yeah.
The upside is that once we start printing, it's going to be careful printing, but it's going to be much easier than the Great Wave. There's no gradations.
Yeah.
It'll be flat color. And printing will proceed. So the actual price of this print, it'll be much cheaper than the Great Wave once it gets to that stage.
Because it's a lot less labor intensive.
It's labor intensive for the printer. It's a smaller sheet of paper. There will be less wastage because it's quote unquote easier unquote.
Right.
So there'll be fewer spoiled copies. Okay. So the price will be under the Great Wave price.
Nice.
But we're still months away from that yet. So. All right, we had better sign off because I got to get up there to the party room and work with Kawai-san. So.
Okay.
Was there criticism yesterday of how quickly you shut this thing down? I don't know.
I'm going to be really slow.
2 days ago we got this. Cameron shot the browser or whatever. What did somebody say? I forget. I can't
It's just
remember, so.
abrupt, I think.
Okay.
But
anyway, there we are. Thanks for watching, people. There'll be one more day of our streams this year before we come back next year for a whole new plan. Not sure how it's going to go. Thanks for watching again, and I will have a look at the stream before I go to bed tonight. See what's there.
Okay.
We do first, and we're in our live mark.
Live mic.
Still?
We're going to say goodbye.
Okay. What's anybody commenting?
Counting
what's
down
going
from
on?
700. 600.
Just turn it off. It's okay. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.